All right, so now we're going to be looking to apply these rules to numbers. So in this next part that we're learning, this will not be allowed to be used with a calculator either, but you will get a cheat sheet that shows you all your numbers raised to power, so you don't have to worry about that. But for this one, 81 over 27, you might know that this is equal to that this is equal to 3. However, we need to now apply our exponential rules to it. So you're going to get a cheat sheet and you'll be referring back to the cheat sheet. But what we're going to do, and because this is important to be able to solve exponential equations, is to be able to manipulate numbers. And just in general, being able to manipulate our problems, our equations, our numbers, it just allows for us to rewrite things that are a little bit easier for us, or maybe do, if you didn't know that 81 divided by 27 was 3 off the top of your head, it maybe this allows for you to manipulate things a little bit differently and maybe do some mental math. But what we can do now is, using your cheat sheet, you will see that 3 raised to the third power is equal to 27, and 3 raised to the fourth power is equal to 81. So you'll look for these numbers on your cheat sheet, and then you'll rewrite them as that number raised to a power. So I can rewrite 81 as 3 to the fourth power and 27 as 3 to the third power. So when you're answering this on your assessment, this is a step that you have to show me. If you just jump straight to 3, then you're not going to get credit for this standard, because this standard is exponent laws, but also being able to rewrite those exponent laws with numbers and apply those to the numerical bases. And then from here, I can see, okay, well, our rule when we're dividing with like bases, which is what we have, 3 raised to a power, I can now do 3 to the 4 minus 3 power, which is then equal to 3 to the first power, which is just equal to 3. So in this next part, you are going to have to manipulate every number to rewrite it as a number raised to a power. Now, the one thing that you're going to have to just realize as well is that they're always going to be the same base raised to a power. So if I wrote 81 over 27, if I wrote 81 as 9 squared and 27 as 3 cubed, well, these bases aren't the same. So we can't actually apply any rules to it. We would have to rewrite that 9 as 3 squared. So then that 9 we can rewrite as 3 squared over 3 cubed. And we know our rule of power to a power is we multiply. So it becomes 3 to the fourth over 3 cubed. So we would have to do that. So if I didn't give you a cheat sheet, you would just pick the smallest number and say, how do I rewrite this as a number raised to a power? And just trying to get them to be the same base. All right. So now let's go ahead. There's just 2 more questions we're going to go through, and then that'll be it for this video. All right, so once again, you guys know how to do 8 times 16. You can maybe do this in your head. You can do it as a standard algorithm, but we're now learning exponent laws, so we will need to apply our exponent laws to this. So you'll get a cheat sheet, and on your cheat sheet, you will see that 2 raised to the third power is equal to 8, and 2 raised to the fourth power is equal to 16. So then you will have to rewrite this 8 as 2 cubed. You will need to rewrite this 16 as 2 to the fourth power. And then we will apply our rule. Well, when we have like bases, it becomes 2 to the 3 plus fourth power, which is then 2 to the seventh power. All right. So you will need to show me this step. If you do not show me this step here, you are not going to get full credit for this standard, because the standard isn't can you multiply 8 times 16? It's can we manipulate our numbers and apply our exponent laws to it. All right. And then from here, we will then go ahead and raise 2 to the seventh power, which is then equal to 128. All right. And that will then be your final answer for this. So in this, first, you must rewrite your numbers as a number raised to a power. And then we're going to apply our exponent laws to simplify that base. And then we will redo it as a number raised to that power. I will have a good amount of these numbers written out for you in your cheat sheet that you'll have. But for instance, 2 to the seventh might not be on there. So you might have to actually multiply that out at the end anyway. But you must show me these steps of being able to manipulate and apply our exponent laws. All right, there's one more, and then that is it for this video. All right, so here we have 25 over 125 over 125. So first we're going to rewrite, well, 25 can be rewritten as 5 squared, 125 is 5 cubed. So I have more 5s in my denominator, so I know my number is going to end up there. 3 minus 2 is equal to 1, so I'll have 1 left over. And then since that cancels out, because it's the same as 5 times 5 over 5 times 5 times 5. So we know that we're canceling out these two 5s here, and we're left over with 1 in our numerator. So this is then equal to 1 over 5. And that will then be your answer for this. You could also have done 5 to the 2 minus 3 if you're doing the other way, which is then -1. And then since we need a positive exponent, it becomes 1 over 5. All right. But this next part, you will need to be able to manipulate your bases, your numbers, and rewrite them as a number raised to a power, and then apply our exponent laws.